Good morning. Thank you, Adam. It is so exciting to be here for the second year, and on behalf of President and Mrs. Pullin, the Board of Regents of the University of Oklahoma, I want to give you a hearty welcome to TEDxOU. TEDx, as most of you know, is really an organization that comes down to ideas worth spreading. And that's really compelling to me because if you think about the historic role of a university, all over the globe really, it's about connecting people to ideas. People of disparate backgrounds coming together to discuss existing ideas and collectively create new ones. Right? So not only is it appropriate for TED and the University of Oklahoma to be together, but I think it's actually quite astounding. It actually gives us a chance to unlock not just great conversation, but it gives us the chance to turn these ideas into action. And so I know a few of you know some of the outputs and the outcomes from last year, but since we've last been here, just a year ago, we've seen, from this conference, we've seen companies started, jobs created and secured, new organizations popping up. We've seen national design awards being won by TEDx attendees based on their work here. We've actually seen whole city blocks in Oklahoma City transform for the better based upon the ideas turned into action. And so TEDxOU is not just a conference or an event. I actually think it's a movement. In fact, we were very blessed to be recognized as one of the few TEDx events that has been awarded TEDx Salon status, which allows us to not only put on this event, but put up roughly 6 events across the state of Oklahoma every year called TEDx Salons. And it's this sort of short burst of creative energy on a targeted topic. And we've seen incredible uptake both internally and externally to the university. Some of you might have actually attended the one that through the College of Architecture's Institute for Quality of Communities, where we actually had a TEDx Salon on City 2.0, thinking about municipalities, not today, but tomorrow, thinking about that all-important topic as we move our quality of life forward. And even externally, the state's leading nonpartisan public policy think tank, the Oklahoma Academy for State Goals, every year has a town hall that's attended by 150 of the state's most prominent leaders. And in that town hall, they do visioning. And they ask TEDxOU to kick off that conference and to get that conversation started as collectively they explored the topic of Oklahoma in 2032. Right? So this mechanism, this spirit, this ethos, moving the state forward, thinking 20 years ahead, not just tomorrow, 2 decades ahead, and really infiltrating the leadership of our state. So it is a movement, and so it begs the question, well, why has this been so successful in just a short amount of time? And so I thought about that, and I think it actually comes down to you, right? Within this crowd, within this audience, and all the people that you touch once you leave here, you represent the best of a university, the core assets that have made this place incredible for 100 years, and certainly for the next 100. Right? Let's think about our student body, the most academically gifted, the most accredited student body we've ever had in the state's history, the highest graduation rate, the absolute most internationally civic ready student body we've ever had. 1 out of 4 students will study abroad during their time at the University of Oklahoma. Tremendous. Oh, and even at the highest, most elite levels, the only public university to have a Rhodes, Marshall, and Mitchell Scholar in the same year, this year, here at the University of Oklahoma. Incredible student intellectual vitality. But it's not just the students. What about our faculty? Right? The faculty that in just the last half decade have increased their research and creative output by over 60%. We've seen a 4-fold increase in the efficiency of taking that new knowledge that's been created and transitioning it into intellectual property and products and services that collectively benefit mankind, taking Oklahoma innovation and changing the world. Or what about our top faculty who are exploring new learning mechanisms, actually increasingly incorporating technology into the classroom to provide better learning outcomes and targeted educational delivery to this incredibly talented student body? Our faculty's at the top of this game. But I can't forget the 250,000 alumni at the University of Oklahoma and the tens and thousands of citizens and friends that have an affinity for this place. And your intellectual gifts, treating yourselves as lifelong learners, continuing to provide your wisdom and maturity and mentorship to the next generation of leaders for our state and nation and the world. Thank you for your contributions here. And then all this goes based on having the resources and capabilities to bring this talent together. And so think about the $1.8 billion that under President Warren's leadership that's been brought to this university in just the past 15 or so years. $1.8 billion to provide the physical dramatic infrastructure to move this university forward and to create this type of intellectual vitality. All of those components are working together to create the place for something like TEDx can be so successful. And so, as you think ahead, what is really TEDxOU? Well, I think it's many things. But maybe as much as anything, it's an emblem. It's emblematic of the power of place-based higher education to bring people together via authentic learning experiences like the ones we're having today to change the world. Right? We're connecting ideas to people. People are taking those ideas, turning them into action, which is growing and diversifying our economy and lifting the quality of life, not just for Norman or Oklahoma or America, but for the whole world. Collectively lifting us all up, our quality of life, lifting humanity up, as together we live on. Thank you very much.